Today, we are going to discuss representations of slope-intercept form, or y is equal to mx plus b. First, we're going to go from graphs to tables. So you can see my independent variables, my x values, are already put into this table. Not very fancy-dancy, but it serves our purposes. We also have our graph. Now, we don't necessarily need that y is equal to this slope and this intercept to be able to fill in this table. All I need to do is look for these x values on the x-axis and see where their y values are. So the easiest place to start is for looking for my y-intercept, because that is going to be my x value of 0, which means I'm just going up or down on my y-axis. So I have 0 in the center of my table. So that means I'm going to go up or down. Well, I see that my y-intercept is up, so it's going to be positive. I'm going up once, twice, and make that red. So that means that that y value is going to be 2. Okay, so let's go and do our positive x values next. So I'm going to go over to x value 2. Oh, and I'm already right there. So it's on the x-axis. Later on in higher level math, you will see that as the x-intercept, but for our purposes, we're just going to write y 0. Then we're going to go over to x is equal to 4 and down 1, 2. So that is going to be 4, negative 2. Now let's do our negative x values. Okay, so I go over 1, 2. Okay, then I go up. I have to go up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is going to be 4. Then I'm going to go over again, because I want to get to x is equal to negative 4. So I'm going to go over negative 3, negative 4. Then I'm going to go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's how I can go from a graph to a table. So now we are going to go from equations to tables. So in this red parallelogram, we have the original equation of y is equal to 2x minus 1. Well, from that original equation, I can already pull out my y-intercept. So I can already see negative 1, so that is going to be my y-intercept. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to plug in these x values into the equation to solve for y. So if I do y is equal to 2, and let's start with our negative 2, okay? Negative 2 minus 1. I had to get negative 4 minus 1, which would give me y is equal to negative 5. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with negative 1. So I get 2 times negative 1 minus 1. Y is equal to negative 2 minus 1, sorry. Y is equal to negative 3. Okay. Then we're going to do 2 times 1 minus 1. Oh, don't need that. Attempt at a parenthesis. Y is equal to 2 minus 1. Y is equal to 1. And last but not least, let's do 2. So we have y is equal to 2 times 2 minus 1. So we have y is equal to 4 minus 1. Y is equal to 3. So all we did here is we just input these x values in for x in this equation and solved for y. And then we put those values that we got for y in next to that corresponding x value. All right, so now we're going to go from tables to graphs. So we had this table that we got from doing our equation last. So we're going to go ahead and plot this. So I'm going to start with my y-intercept. That's going to be the easiest thing for me. Okay. So now I can start with either my negative x values or my positive x values. I personally like to start with my positive x values. So I'm going to go over 1, and then it says y1, so I'm going to go up 1. Then I'm going to go to x2, and it says to go to y3, so I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to do my negatives. Okay, so it says negative x1, and go down to negative 3. 1, 2, 3. Then it says x negative 2, and go down to negative 5. So go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, put my line through it. It's the best line you ever saw. I know you don't have to tell me about it. It goes through all the points perfectly. It's great. I hope you can sense that that is not meant to be taken literally. So, but now I can also look at this graph and determine what the equation is. So I can see, okay, I can look for my slope, which is going to be my m. And it looks like I rise 2, go over 1. So I'm 2 over 1. Then I can see my y-intercept, which is my b, is at 0, negative 1, because that's where it crosses the y-intercept. So I'm going to write y is equal to 2x minus 1. So I was able to go from a table to graph it, and then look at the graph and determine what my slope and y-intercept are going to be able to write it in slope-intercept form. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact your teacher.